The lunar dust settled silently around Outpost Omega, its pristine white surface unmarred save for the steady tracks of maintenance rovers. Commander Olivia Reeves stood at the observation deck, her dark eyes fixed on the distant Earth, hanging like a blue jewel in the vast darkness. 20 years of service in the United Earth Space Command hadn't prepared her for what her team discovered just hours ago. "Commander," Lieutenant Reg Patel's voice crackled through her comm. "The signal's getting stronger. Whatever it is, it's getting closer." Olivia turned away from Earth's view, her movement graceful in the low gravity. The outpost's advanced detection array had picked up something unprecedented. A gravitational distortion moving at speeds that shouldn't be possible, accompanied by a signal pattern that defied their most sophisticated analysis algorithms. "Show me the latest data, Raj," she ordered, making her way to the command center. The corridors of Outpost Omega were deliberately oversized, designed to accommodate future expansions that budget cuts had indefinitely delayed. Now, those empty spaces felt ominous. The command center buzzed with controlled tension as holographic displays showed a cascade of information. Dr. Isabella Torres, their lead physicist, stood before the main display, her hands moving through the holographic data like a conductor before an orchestra. "Look at these patterns, Commander," Isabella said, highlighting a sequence of peaks and valleys in the signal. "They're not random. This is language. Complex, structured, and absolutely artificial." Before Olivia could respond, proximity alerts blared through the outpost. The main screen shifted to show 3 objects materializing just beyond lunar orbit. They were smooth, crystalline structures that seemed to bend light around them, each easily the size of an aircraft carrier. "Multiple objects detected," the AI announced calmly. "Unknown configuration. No match in known databases." Olivia's training kicked in. "Initiate Protocol Omega-7. Get me a direct line to UEAC Command. And someone wake up Director Harrison. He needs to know his pet project is about to be tested ahead of schedule." The crew moved with practiced efficiency, but there was an edge to their movements. They had trained for first contact scenarios, but the reality was far more intimidating than any simulation. The largest of the alien vessels shifted position, and a beam of light swept across the lunar surface, passing through the outpost's walls as if they were transparent. Olivia felt a tingling sensation as it passed through her. "They're scanning us," Isabella announced, reading the sensor data. "But these readings, they're not just looking at physical structures. They're mapping our quantum states, examining our technological level down to the subatomic scale." A new signal cut through their communications, resolving itself into a deep, resonant voice speaking perfect English. "This is Admiral Crix of the Meridian Empire. Your world has been designated for integration. Resistance is inadvisable. You have 1 standard rotation to submit your surrender." Olivia exchanged glances with her crew. This was the moment humanity had prepared for since finding the crashed alien ship in the Kuiper Belt 30 years ago. Everything they had secretly built, every breakthrough they had hidden from the public eye, it was all for this moment. She opened a channel to Earth Command, speaking the words that would activate humanity's hidden defense network. "Command, this is Commander Reeves. Authorization code, Phoenix Rising. The sun has set on Mercury." Across the solar system, hidden installations hummed to life. Quantum-linked defensive systems that had been disguised as research stations began powering up. And deep beneath the lunar surface, the true purpose of Outpost Omega was about to be revealed. Olivia turned to her crew, her voice steady. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. Execute Operation Lighthouse." Let's show our visitors why it's dangerous to underestimate humanity. The floor beneath them began to vibrate as ancient machinery, reverse-engineered from technologies far beyond human understanding, awakened from its long slumber. They had one chance to prove that humanity wouldn't be an easy conquest. And as the first warning shot, a concentrated burst of quantum-disrupted space-time lanced out from the lunar surface toward the Meridian ships. Olivia allowed herself a small smile. The Empire was about to learn that Earth had teeth, and they'd get deep. Admiral Crix's massive flagship shuddered as the quantum burst dispersed against its shields. On the bridge, the Admiral's crystalline scales flickered with bands of purple, a sign of extreme agitation among the Meridians. The humans weren't supposed to have this level of technology. More importantly, they weren't supposed to know how to use it. Analysis, he demanded, his translator converting the complex harmonics of his native tongue into English. His science officer, Vale, manipulated the ship's sensors with her 4 upper limbs while consulting readings with her lower set. The weapon's signature matches nothing in our database, Admiral. It appears to be a hybrid of technologies from at least 3 different civilizations, but modified. Improved. Impossible, Crix muttered, but the evidence was undeniable. The supposedly primitive humans had not only discovered advanced technology, they had mastered it. Worse, they had innovated upon it. Back on the lunar surface, Commander Reeves watched as previously hidden panels across Outpost Omega's exterior slid aside, revealing an array of defensive weapons that represented humanity's greatest technological achievements. Each one was the product of decades of reverse engineering, testing, and improvement. "Status report on the quantum cannon?" she asked, watching as the Meridian ships regrouped. Dr. Torres consulted her readings. The first shot was at 15% power, as planned. No apparent damage to their shields, but we weren't trying to penetrate. We were gathering data. Lieutenant Petal's fingers danced across his console. And what data it is. Their shield harmonics are already mapped. Give me 20 minutes, and I can calculate the resonant frequency. A new voice joined the conversation as a hologram materialized in the command center. Director James Harrison, head of the Earth Defense Initiative, appeared before them. His dark skin was lined with age and worry, but his eyes were sharp. "You don't have 20 minutes, Harrison said. Our long-range sensors are picking up a massive fleet emerging from hyperspace at the edge of the solar system. We need to make our point now." Olivia nodded. "Dr. Torres, begin power-up sequence for the Prometheus array. Lieutenant Petal, transmit shield analysis to all EDI facilities in the system. Director Harrison, I recommend we activate the Lazarus protocol." Harrison's hologram flickered as he considered the suggestion. The Lazarus protocol was their ultimate deterrent, a network of quantum-entangled weapons platforms hidden throughout the solar system, capable of firing simultaneously from multiple vectors. Once activated, there would be no hiding humanity's true capabilities. "Agreed," Harrison said finally. "But first, let's try diplomacy one more time. They should understand exactly what they're dealing with." Olivia opened a channel to the Meridian flagship. "Admiral Crix, this is Commander Reeves. That shot was a demonstration, fired at minimal power. We have mapped your shield frequencies. The next shot will not be a warning." The response was immediate. "You dare threaten the Meridian Empire. We have conquered 1,000 worlds." "And yet," Olivia replied calmly, "you've never encountered anything like us. Check your long-range sensors, Admiral. Look at what's waiting in the outer system." As if on cue, hundreds of hidden installations across the solar system dropped their cloaking fields. Weapons platforms disguised as asteroids revealed their true nature. Research stations transformed into battle stations. A complex web of defensive installations, built in secret over 3 decades, showed itself. Impossible, Crix whispered, his scales now flickering between purple and white, shock and fear. The resources required, the coordination. How did we not detect this? Because we learned from the best, Olivia answered. That ship we found in the Kuiper Belt 30 years ago. It wasn't just any ship. It was one of yours, Admiral. A scout vessel from your first expansion wave. We learned everything we could from it. Then we improved upon it. The command center fell silent as they waited for Crix's response. The fate of Earth hung in the balance, but Olivia felt strangely calm. They had prepared for this moment for decades. The only question was whether the Meridians would be wise enough to recognize the situation for what it was. The approaching fleet, Crix said finally, they will not accept this. Then they will learn what we can do the hard way, Director Harrison cut in. Your empire isn't the first advanced civilization to underestimate humanity, Admiral. Ask yourself this. Do you want to be remembered as the leader who started a war you might not win, or the one who recognized an opportunity for a powerful alliance? The silence that followed was deafening. On their screens, they could see the Meridian ships adjusting their positions, weapons powered but not targeting. The next few moments would determine whether humanity faced its first interstellar war or its first true alien alliance. Admiral Crix's next words would change the course of human history forever. Admiral Crix's response came in the form of plasma fire. 3 searing bolts of energy lanced out from his flagship toward Outpost Omega, each powerful enough to vaporize a small city. But humanity had been preparing for this moment for 30 years. Quantum shields engaged, Lieutenant Patel announced calmly as the plasma dissipated harmlessly against an invisible barrier. Shield efficiency at 98%. They're not even close to breaking through. Commander Reeves straightened her uniform. So be it. Director Harrison, you have tactical command of the orbital defense network. Dr. Torres, bring the Prometheus array to full power. Lieutenant Patel, transmit combat coordination protocols to all EDI facilities. The Empire wants to learn about human warfare. Let's teach them. The approaching Meridian fleet dropped out of hyperspace in waves, their crystalline ships refracting sunlight like 1,000 breaking diamonds. Over 300 vessels, ranging from frigates to dreadnoughts, spread out across the solar system in a standard conquest formation. They had used these tactics to subjugate countless worlds. But Earth was different. Multiple quantum signatures detected, the AI announced. Meridian vessels attempting to establish targeting locks on major population centers. Director Harrison's hologram smiled grimly. Activate Operation Hydra. Across Earth's surface, hidden installations hummed to life. What appeared to be ordinary office buildings, mountains, and even small islands suddenly shimmered and changed. The quantum camouflage that had hidden humanity's defenses for decades dissolved, revealing a planet bristling with advanced weaponry. By the eternal stars, Admiral Crix breathed, watching as his targeting systems suddenly showed thousands of new defensive positions. They've turned their entire planet into a fortress. The first wave of Meridian ships launched their attack, expecting to overwhelm Earth's defenses through sheer numbers. Instead, they found themselves caught in a carefully orchestrated trap decades in the making. Quantum-linked defense platforms fired simultaneously from multiple vectors, their attacks synchronized through technology reverse-engineered for the crashed scout ship. Each shot was precisely calculated to strike at shield harmonics, mapped during the initial encounter. First wave showing heavy damage, Patel reported. Their shields aren't designed to handle quantum-phased attacks from multiple dimensions simultaneously. Dr. Torres monitored the Prometheus array as it charged to full power. "Commander, we're ready for the main event. The array is at 100% capacity." Commander Reeves took a deep breath. The Prometheus array was humanity's masterpiece, a weapon that didn't just damage ships, but temporarily disrupted the laws of physics around them. It was dangerous, unpredictable, and exactly the kind of innovation that made humans so formidable. "Target the flagship," she ordered. "Let's show Admiral Crix exactly what he's dealing with." The array fired, and space itself seemed to twist. A sphere of distorted reality expanded from the lunar surface, engulfing Crix's flagship. For a moment, the massive vessel existed in multiple quantum states simultaneously, a demonstration of technology that should have been impossible for humans to master, let alone improve upon. When reality stabilized, the flagship's shields were gone, its weapons disabled. The mighty vessel hung powerless in space, a testament to human ingenuity. "Open a channel," Reeves commanded. Admiral Crix's image appeared on screen, his scales now a solid white of pure shock. "How?" he demanded. "That technology, even we never managed to master quantum state manipulation on this scale." "Because you think linearly," Dr. Torres replied. "You see a technology and try to perfect it as it is. We see it and ask, what else can this do? We found your ship, yes, but we didn't just copy your technology. We reimagined it, combined it, evolved it." The battle continued across the solar system, but it was no longer the one-sided conquest the Meridians had expected. Human defenders fought with weapons and strategies the Empire had never encountered, using technologies in ways their creators had never imagined. "Your species," Crix said slowly, "you're not just dangerous because of the weapons you've built. You're dangerous because of how you think." "Now you're beginning to understand," Director Harrison replied. "This isn't just about defending Earth, Admiral. This is about showing the Empire why humanity would make a better ally than a conquered people. We've taken your technology and improved it in ways you never considered. Imagine what we could achieve together instead of as enemies." The battle hung in balance as Crix considered these words. Around them, the quantum-disrupted space continued to settle, and in that moment of clarity, both sides realized that this conflict would define not just Earth's future, but the Empire's as well. In the command center of Outpost Omega, Commander Reeves watched the tactical displays and allowed herself a small smile. Whatever came next, humanity had proven itself. The galaxy would never underestimate Earth again. Admiral Crix's response echoed through the command center. "Hold your fire." The battle across the solar system froze as both sides waited. Disabled Meridian ships drifted in space, their crystalline hulls scarred by weapons they'd never encountered before. Earth's defense network remained active, quantum weapons primed for another salvo. "Director Harrison," Crix continued, his scales shifting to a deep blue of contemplation, "you speak of alliance, yet you've hidden these capabilities from the galaxy. How can the Empire trust a species that has deceived us?" Commander Reeves stepped forward. "We hid our capabilities because we knew this day would come, Admiral. Your Empire doesn't accept equals. It only knows conquest or submission. We needed to show you that humanity can't be conquered." "The Lazarus Protocol is ready," Lieutenant Patel whispered to Reeves. "All quantum-entangled platforms synchronized." She nodded. This was humanity's ultimate weapon. A network of platforms that could fire simultaneously through quantum entanglement, ignoring the laws of physics that governed normal space combat. One command would trigger a system-wide attack that no fleet could survive. "Admiral," Dr. Torres spoke up, "our sensors indicate your fleet is positioning for another attack run. Before you give that order, let me show you something. Something that will explain why fighting us would be a mistake." She sent a data burst to the Meridian flagship. It contained the complete technical specifications of how humanity had not only mastered quantum entanglement, but weaponized it on a scale the Empire had never achieved. Crix's scales flickered rapidly as he processed the information. "This is impossible. The power requirements alone." "That's exactly my point," Torres replied. "You're thinking like a Meridian. We solved the power problem by approaching it differently. This is what humanity offers, not just weapons or technology, but new ways of thinking." The tension in Earth's orbit could have been cut with a knife. Admiral Crix's flagship hung motionless, surrounded by the combined might of Earth's defense network and the remaining Meridian fleet. A decision that would reshape galactic politics hung in the balance. "Director Harrison," Crix said finally, "I am authorized to negotiate on behalf of the Empire. But first, a demonstration. You claim humanity's strength lies in its innovative thinking. Prove it." Harrison looked at Commander Reeves and nodded. "Show them the synthesis project." Dr. Torres activated a hidden quantum field around the moon. Suddenly, the lunar surface seemed to ripple as thousands of hidden facilities revealed themselves. But these weren't weapons, they were research centers, testing grounds, and laboratories where human scientists had been pushing the boundaries of physics itself. "This," Torres explained, "is where we've been combining technologies from a dozen different species, including yours, Admiral. Not to build better weapons, but to solve problems your Empire hasn't even recognized yet." The data streamed to the Meridian flagship, clean energy solutions that could power entire planets, medical technologies that could regenerate lost limbs, quantum communication systems that could eliminate the need for faster-than-light travel. These advances, Harrison added, came from humans looking at alien technology and asking, what else can this do? While your Empire focused on conquest, we focused on innovation. Crix was silent for a long moment. When he spoke again, his scales had shifted to gold, a color none of the humans had seen before. "In 10,000 years, he said slowly, the Empire has never encountered a species like yours. You hide your achievements not out of fear, but strategy. You improve upon technologies you barely understand. You turn scientific theories into weapons, then back into tools of peace." He straightened in his command chair. "I cannot speak for the entire Empire, but I can tell you this. What I've seen today will change everything. Humanity won't be conquered, not because you're too strong, but because you're too valuable." Commander Reeves allowed herself to relax slightly. "Does this mean the Empire is open to real negotiation?" "More than that," Crix replied. "It means the Empire must change. Your species has proven that there are other paths to advancement than conquest. The question now is not whether to ally with humanity, but how quickly we can begin learning from each other." The next few hours were a flurry of diplomatic activity. As the Meridian fleet withdrew to a respectful distance, the first formal talks between Earth and the Empire began. Both sides knew that this was just the beginning. There would be hardliners in the Empire who would resist change, and elements on Earth who would distrust any alien alliance. But as Commander Reeves stood at her viewport watching Meridian ships and human vessels begin joint maneuvers, she knew they had achieved something unprecedented. Humanity hadn't just survived its first contact with a galactic superpower, it had changed the course of an empire. "Dr. Taurus," she called out, "power down the Prometheus array, but keep it ready, just in case." The scientist smiled. "Always prepared, Commander." "That's what got us here," Reeves replied, "watching Earth rise over the lunar horizon, and it's what will take us to the stars." In the end, it wasn't humanity's weapons that had won the day, but their ability to imagine new possibilities. They had shown the galaxy that there was more than one way to become a spacefaring civilization, and in doing so, they had earned something far more valuable than victory in battle: respect. The galaxy would never be the same. And as the sun set on humanity's first day as a recognized galactic power, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter, promising not war, but a future filled with endless possibilities.